Here are the only 4 rules that you need if you want to start a successful side hustle in 2024. The way that I came up with these rules, when I was a lawyer, I hated my job. I wanted to do something else. And so I consumed all the content out there on either getting a new job, how to start something on the side, how to become an entrepreneur. So all of the stuff on side hustles that I found when I was practicing law were really dumb, and they weren't super helpful because most of it just had to do with trading your time for money in a different way, typically in a way that's worse than what you get paid at your job. You know, if you're making decent money in your job, it doesn't make a ton of sense to work at night, you know, make going from $30 an hour to $10 an hour just because you don't like it. And so as I started to come up with my own rules of getting out of my law firm job to find something that I enjoyed, these are the 4 rules that I wish that I had when I was doing it. And when people start thinking about a side hustle, they get caught in what is the right idea that I need to focus on. I just need an idea. I want to find the right idea. And I'm going to tell you that it has nothing to do with the idea that you pick, and it has everything to do with the deal. And deal is an acronym, DEAL. And so we're going to go through what each of those things mean and how it helps you get traction and find momentum in your side hustle faster, so that way you can move on and leave your job, or you can stay at your job, do whatever you want. So the first rule is you have to find something that has dollar demand. And what dollar demand is it means that you're going off of something that's already out there in the market that you can see that people already pay for. When a lot of times, if people are thinking about an entrepreneurial idea, they want to come up with something that's massive, that's big, that's this huge revolutionary thing, which takes a lot of resources and a lot of commitment that you don't really have if you're trying to get out of a job that takes a bunch of your time. And so dollar demand gets you back into the world of practicality of what is out there that's already selling. If you sell what's already selling, then it makes it so much easier because you know that people want the thing that you're doing. You just have to be able to execute on it. So when I was practicing law, the thing that I started looking at was escape rooms, because those were getting popular in 2015. And so I knew that if I built a good escape room, that people would want to do it. There wasn't any question that people would pay money to do that. So when you're looking to start something, make sure that you're going off of something that already exists out in the market, that you know people are already paying for. Now's not the time to be innovative and to come up with this massively innovative thing that you're going to do. So just focus on the dollar demand. So that's rule number 1, is to focus on dollar demand and sell what's already selling. The second rule, E, is finding something that you yourself are enthusiastic about. I wish that I'd spent more time when I was leaving my law firm job finding something that could make money, but also that I would enjoy. Because what I did is I only focused on what could make money, which was an escape room business. And I had no enjoyment in the process. And so even when I built the escape room business and it started doing well, I felt like it became this new job that imprisoned me that I needed to escape from, because I had no personal enthusiasm about what I was doing in the business. Enthusiasm helps you focus on internally you. How do you feel about the business? If you're trying to leave a job that you hate, it doesn't make sense to leave it by trying to start a side hustle that you will also hate, even though it could make money. And so if you focus on what you yourself find enthusiasm for, what brings you joy, what you would find fun to do and work on, create the problems that you enjoy solving, it helps you get so much closer to the feeling that we're really all looking for when we're looking for the side hustle, is A, making money, and then B, doing something that we feel like is a reflection of our purpose and what we ultimately want to do with our life. And so if you focus on what could be fun to do, that can be a super interesting thing that opens up new opportunities, as opposed to only looking for things that could make money. So rule number 2 is to find something that you are enthusiastic about. 3A is finding something that you have ability in and that you have experience in. A lot of times when you're looking at side hustle ideas, people are telling you that you can make money in this new way. So you go on this whole new journey that has nothing to do with your experience, your background, and what you're able to do. But if you focus on the skill sets that you already have, or if you find a partner and an ally and y'all's joint abilities doing something together, that is one way that you can find a very new and interesting thing. So when I was leaving my law firm job, I actually partnered with a guy that was an accountant. And so we both quit our jobs. I quit my law firm job. He quit his job at KPMG. And we both focused on what we were able to do. And we were both confident that we had the ability to build this escape room. Even though we had never done that in the past, We went through the business plan, and at every step of the way, we were confident that we were going to be able to figure it out. And so focusing on what you're able to do helps you get back to what your skill set is and what you enjoy doing. And it also opens you up to the idea that you can have allies, you can have friends, you can have partners in these things. I think a lot of times people become too much of a lone wolf in this process. It feels very isolating. And so focusing on your abilities or the abilities of you and a partner can help you get a lot closer to something that you can execute quickly, right? One of the hardest things in side hustles is the gap that you feel between when you start and when you start generating momentum on the thing. And so that gap gets so much shorter if you're thinking of something that you know that you're able to do. If you're a lawyer doing something that is law related, or a pharmacist doing something that the pharmacy background can help you with health coaching, or doing something that leverages the background that you already have, can help shorten the gap between starting and feeling momentum. Because once you have momentum, once you feel progress, once you feel like you're getting motion towards the thing that you want, then everything is easy. It takes care of itself. We're just talking about that first part between where you're at right now and the thing catching on that you ultimately want to do. And so when you focus on something that you're already able to do, it helps shorten that gap a lot, which makes your chances of success a lot more likely. So rule number 1 is D, finding something where there's demand. Rule number 2 is enthusiasm, something that you're stoked on. 3 is ability, something that you can do. And the fourth thing, the L, is finding something that has inherent leverage to it. A big problem in side hustles is what I talked about, where you're just trading your time for money in a different context than what your W-2 job pays you for. And so when you're thinking about starting something, making sure that you have inherent leverage and it can ultimately compound and snowball into something that you can get paid while not working. And so there are 4 types of leverage, high level. 1 is labor, something that you could hire other people to help you do. 2 is capital, something that you could raise money for, although that's less applicable. 3rd is code. So if you have a technical background, that could be helpful. And the 4th thing is media. And this is typically where people can find the most leverage, is posting on social media and getting attention and eyeballs to the thing that you're doing. I have a really good buddy that was working as a VP of finance at a big job, and he started to post his art on an art account. And instead of just doing art for clients, he also created an Instagram account. So that way, ultimately, he can start selling prints, and he can take leverage, and he can limit his inputs while still getting the output of making money on the side of the job that he has. And so if you follow those 4 things, something that has dollar demand, something that you yourself are enthusiastic about, something that you or a group of people are able to execute on, and something that has leverage inherent in it, where you can hire other people or get eyeballs to the thing over time, those 4 things get you so much further than anything that I ever saw while I was practicing law, trying to figure out how to start a side hustle that gave me more purpose and that made me more money than what I was making in the job that I felt stuck in. So follow those 4 things. Let me know in the comments if you have any other rules that you find helpful, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.